right, we're going to open up a brief statement with Coach, and we'll take some questions after that.
Well, I appreciate you guys being here. You guys know that. Appreciate the coverage for our team. Probably more important than anything, just a big-time shout-out to volleyball. I know they got a big match coming up. So excited for Dawn and her staff and that team and what they're doing. And, you know, if you're going to write about anything, let's write about getting out a big crowd to their game this weekend and making sure we're supporting them. As far as our game, I thought we had a really good second half defensively. You know, the message at halftime was just, you know, there wasn't much more than we've got to do a better job rebounding. This summer we flipped tires, and I said there's no way we can flip the tires we were flipping and not be able to move bodies. And it just, as the game continued to go on in that second half, we kept closing the gap from a rebounding standpoint, which we felt was huge. You know, I thought our ball movement in the second half was maybe a little bit better at times. We found the hot hand. Grace had some big shots for us. I thought Laniah's defense was really good for us, and just found a way. You know, I think sometimes when you lose a couple games, things get a little tight. I thought we had some really good looks around the bucket that we weren't able to convert on. But I'm proud of the girls for just continuing to fight, and we just got to continue to grow and learn and keep moving on.
Questions?
And in that second half, what do you feel like was the biggest difference from the first half to the second half, and is that a half that you want to build on moving forward?
Yeah, I thought, you know, I thought our rebounding was really the difference between the first half and second half. I don't know if the stats were accurate. I felt like they had a lot more second shot opportunities and points when I looked at the stats at halftime. But we were getting out rebounded by over 10, might have been 11 or 12. And I just felt like, you know, that's when you're giving teams second and third shot opportunities and fouling. We just had to clean that up. I thought we did a better job on their three-point shooters. Had some soft contests in that first half. Their best three-point shooter had 2 looks that she should have never gotten if we would have been communicating on our screening action. You know, they tweaked a couple things from their first game that we had to make an adjustment on defensively in the second half, and I thought they executed that really well.
Did you feel like there was a mentality shift in that second half at all?
I just thought it was a lot grittier. I thought we really, upped the ante defensively. Still wasn't a great night offensively together as a team, not scoring the ball at the level that we'd want. You know, we've got to find a way to get more in transition and keep that ball moving. We had a couple players that had good offensive nights, but we're not clicking on all cylinders. But defensively, I felt like, you know, they just had the mindset that we're not going to back down and not tonight, we're going to find a way. And I thought they really did a good job defensively, especially the start of that second half.
When you look at that defense, you mentioned trying to get into those passing lanes all year, forced 26 turnovers. Do you feel like you did that successfully tonight?
Yeah, I mean, 26 turnovers, and I mean, we just, you know, we talk a lot about in the locker room about interdependence, and I think I talked about this the last time, but, you know, we've got some more athleticism maybe than we've had in the past in regards to being able to get some things defensively, and, you know, we've got some, I think, elite level scorers, but we've got some players that are elite level defenders, and everyone has their own different strengths and weaknesses, and how do we lean into those, but you know, I know I wouldn't want to be guarded by Laniah for 40 minutes, and I think she can just be a dog on the ball. I thought Avery gave us some really good minutes. I think Nia Wilson's minutes defensively were really, really good for us. And, you know, when they can continue to apply that kind of pressure, you hope that in that second half it'll start to wear on them. You know, and I thought that was the case for us tonight.
Laniah, coaches previously called you the best on-ball defender on this team.
She doesn't need to hear all that yet. It's too early in the year.
What sort of a mentality do you take when you're on that on-ball defender, and what's going through your head in that moment?
I'm finna lock them up. Literally, that's all that's going through my head, just making sure they're not going past me and just getting skills, honestly. That's it.
What inspires you to play with such confidence, both offensively and defensively? You're able to get to the rack successfully a couple times tonight.
Can you repeat the question?
Sorry, no, that's on me. How can you play with such confidence? You were able to not only play great defense, but get to the rack a couple times tonight.
I would just say the work I put in off the court, you know, just working on that, getting the reps in, and just bringing it onto the court. I feel like that makes me more confident in what I'm doing outside of the game.
Grace, what led to your performance in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach kind of mentioned it. I think we played a little bit more freely and just found the hot hand. You know, the other night it was Shrek and Angie, and I think, you know, we're getting to a space where we're just able to acknowledge if, you know, someone's a little hot, just trying to get them the ball. And Some nights that's going to be you, and other nights it's not. So I think that was mostly it for the fourth quarter.
Grace, you had a strong performance in the fourth quarter today, obviously. How have you grown to maybe feel more comfortable in those big moments of the game?
Yeah, I would just say it has to. Laniah kind of mentioned it earlier, but just the work you put in off the court. We're in the gym a lot, and so I think you put in that work to go into the game and feel confident just in your shot and in all the work that you put in off the court.
Grace, you've had a very successful individual season so far, scoring-wise. What do you feel like has been the result of such a strong shooting score so far?
Yeah, let me interject on that a little bit because I get to see her every day, and her work ethic is second to none. She is just so disciplined with her daily schedule. You never see Grace high, low. She's right here every day, and she's got a really good routine and just uncommon in her discipline. Not only on basketball, but academically, she's really strong. Community service, community outreach. I mean, she's just a very disciplined young lady and just a tremendous work ethic.
Thanks, Coach. Nothing.
You want to add to that?
No, I said clock it.
Oh.
Laniah, you had a couple tough finishes through contact that it felt like got you and the crowd pretty fired up. Is your energy something you kind of pride yourself on what you bring to the court?
Yeah, I feel like I just get myself hyped up, and I feel like I can get the team hyped up if I do so. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Laniah, you had a steal to start the second half. How do you think that affected the game?
Well, we've been talking about defense a lot. You know, we worked on it a lot in practice, getting in the gaps and just being aggressive. So I just wanted to come out and just start the game off that being aggressive.
Coach, early on in the first half, when you were down, it seemed like Abby Schreck was able to make some crucial three-pointers that really kept you in the fight. What about her kind of ability to create shots is so valuable for this team? What do you see from her?
Yeah, you know, she's another young lady that really has been disciplined with her work ethic outside of, you know, what's required. And so I think when she's on the court, she plays with a lot of confidence. And I think you got the right to do that when you put in that kind of work. So I think she's very confident, very disciplined. You know, I think her teammates really respect her ability to score the ball, and you know, they do a good job trying to find her when she's got opportunities. You know, defensively, we're going to continue to challenge her. Just, you know, need to continue to get better in that area. Then she had 4 steals. Laniah told me part of those were hers, so I don't know whose they were, but just a great work ethic again in Schreck, and has the ability to really knock down some tough shots.
And then for Angelique's performance tonight, she had 10 points, 9 rebounds. Is that the type of performance you want to see from her going forward, or what more can you see from her going into tougher matchups?
Yeah, I think, you know, she's got the ability to really be a presence for us down low. We need her to finish a little bit stronger. She had some good looks tonight. I thought we all did. We left at least 10 points out there with really point blank shooting range. And so we've got to be able to finish through contact. But I think when you look at Angie's stats and you know, that's what Angie does. She's usually a double-double. You know, she gets some offensive rebound putbacks. She gets some dump downs. I think she's starting to post a lot harder as she's feeling more comfortable out there. But I think for her too, you know, when you haven't played for a whole year, her and Avery, just because you're healthy and you're back on the court doesn't mean, you know, you're real comfortable yet. And so I think they're just still getting their timing back, building their confidence, being out there, you know, in the physical play. And, you know, I think Angie, being an upperclassman, she's been through the fires. I think her game this senior year will continue to get better for us.
And then moving on ahead, you're on the road against Western Illinois, St. Louis, and then Little Rock. What do you want to see from this team as a whole, kind of going into those matchups, and what more can you build upon in practice heading into those games?
Yeah, I just think chemistry, you know, just, you know, offensively, continue to really seek those great shots for our team, you know, not taking early, tough, contested shots. And, you know, you're always these girls get a lot of shots, and so you're going to have some. We talk a lot about just Rob shooting and what good shots are for us. You want the majority of them to be open rhythm shots and trust the flow of your offense to get that versus contested one-on-one. And again, you're going to have some, but there's got to be a little bit more of a balance in regards to really seeking out and letting the game come to us. I think we're still kind of forcing things a little bit offensively instead of free-flowing, and I'd like to see us build on our transition game. You know, our first two, Norfolk and Vermont, I don't know if you're aware of this, but two of the top 3 defensive teams in the country last year.
Right.
So they do a great job taking away your transition, and that's something that we've spent so much time on in the off season. So, you know, hopefully we'll be able to just kind of build some momentum on some of those transition points, and I think that'll open up some things for us too.
We'll take 1 or 2 more if you guys have.
Coach Avery got the start tonight. What went into that decision, and how would you rate her performance out there with the starting 5 today?
Yeah, I thought she played really well. I think she plays with a lot of passion. She plays great. She plays tough. You know, we said from the jump we might be changing lineups and just trying to figure out rotations. I think Naya is going to be a huge part of what we do this year. The young lady's got the ability to score the ball. You know, we just need to get her to relax, take a deep breath, get recentered. But she can defend, she can score the ball, she can create shots for others. So, you know, I got a lot of confidence in Naya, and I think it's nice having Avery just coming back from her injury. And I think Tilly too, she didn't get a lot of minutes, but she's been really good for us in practice as well. So to have 3 different types of point guards that bring something completely different to our team, I think is really big. So happy for Avery, she works her tail off. But I think they've all just got next man up mentality and whatever we need to do to help our team win.
We'll take 1 more.
Coach, you mentioned wanting to run kind of more of a free flow offense in that half court setting. Are there specific movements or sets that you're looking forward to implement in the future?
Yeah, you know, we talked about as a staff, and right now it's hard because we've had so many games just back to back, but you know, we'll want to get a few more sets in just to really take advantage of opportunities to get certain players shots at certain points in the game. We got a lot of formations, a lot of dribble drive right now, but I think we'll want to add a few more quick hitters. But it's just hard when, you know, we've had game after game after game, and you know, they're trying to remember a scouting report, watching film, what do we get better at, and then turn around watching a scouting report and trying to understand personnel and different actions offensively. And so we just haven't had that window, but we definitely will be incorporating more offensively.
All right, thanks guys.